Welcome to Tri-Valley Sports Final, your program for the best in local sports action. On this week's show, Nico Rodriguez helps lead the way as the Livermore Cowboys square off against Newark Memorial for the NCS Division IV Baseball Championship. Eric Schock delivers at the plate as the Livermore faces Half Moon Bay for the NorCal Division IV title. And Myra Galzi is outstanding on the mound as the Foothill Falcons battle Northgate for the NCS Division II Softball Championship. All that and much more right here on Tri-Valley Sports Final. Welcome back to Tri-Valley Sports Final. I'm Ian Bartholomew. On this week's show, we'll wrap up the high school baseball and softball seasons. We'll see Livermore take on Newark Memorial for the NCS Division IV Baseball Championship. Then we'll see the Cowboys battle Half Moon Bay for the NorCal Division IV crown. We'll also have softball as Foothill squares off against Northgate for the NCS Division II Championship. And to get us started with that is my co-host, Tim Sperani.
Great. Thank you, Ian. It's been quite a late season run for the Foothill Falcons softball team. Falcons won their final regular season game against Amador Valley to qualify for the NCS Division II playoffs. And then the 9th seed, they went on to get red hot in the playoffs, defeating Cardinal Newman and top-seeded Marin Catholic on the road. And then they edged number 12 Casa Grande at home in a wild 8-7 game. And now those three victories allowed Foothill to advance to the NCS Championship game where they would face another outstanding team, the number 3 seed Northgate Broncos. And there you see the Falcons breaking the huddle on a nice sunny day. Northgate pitcher Ashley Herman would start the game right there with a strikeout in the top of the first inning. Then the Falcons look to get on board. Alexis Sponsel pulls up and ends up drawing the walk. And then once she's on first base, she takes the opportunity to slide into second safely for a stolen bag. She would end up getting stranded though, so we go to the bottom of the first and it'd be Sophie Hanko getting the opening hit for the Broncos. And then the pitcher, Ashley Herman, helping her own cause with the base hit to center. And then Northgate would continue to threaten as Jillian Neal would end up reaching base on an error. Everyone is safe. And that sets the scoring opportunity here. Clementine Wise grounding to short. Great stop by Bree Olson, but she has no play. And Hanko would score. Northgate would take the lead 1-0. But that would be it in terms of the damage. And now we go to the top of the second inning and we see Herman dealing. That advantage is all she needs as she strikes out 3 straight batters in the second inning. But Foothill's Myra Galzi also doing a great job on the mound. Here we see her fielding her position, throwing to first for the out to get out of trouble. Then Foothill, Genevieve Duncalf, leading things off for the Falcons with the walk. But then, look at this, from her knees, Chloe Alfonso goes out, the runner stealing. So we go to the bottom of the third. We see Galzi again. Another nice defensive play, keeping Foothill within a run. But this would be a game of great defense as first baseman Ryan Bohammer make a nice play, gets the out. But Foothill looking to get a rally going anyway. Alexis Sponsel draws another walk. Just like she did in the first inning. She goes into second, comfortably ahead of the throw. But in scoring position, but not able to score as Ashley Herman escapes with 2 more strikeouts. Falcons still being shut out through 4. Bottom of the fourth now. Tight ball game. Jillian Neal gets the base hit to left. Northgate cleaning to that 1-run lead. And here we see Neal, kind of a delayed steal, but she ends up being in at second with the steal. And then nice sacrifice play. And the squeeze bunt ultimately ended up scoring Neal. And Northgate at that point gets the insurance run they lead up 2-0. Bree Olson though, helping to keep Foothill in it. Look at a great job deep in the hole. Throws out the runner at first. And she's only a junior, so you know she'll be contributing next year to this Falcons squad. Getting later into it, Myra Galzi pitching well, getting a strikeout. And then here she's benefiting from her defense. Look at that nice diving catch, Genevieve Duncalf in right field. That would end the inning. So Foothill still some work to do now as we go to the top of the 7th. There's 2 outs, but Ashley Herman just an absolute force in this one. She would finish with 15 strikeouts and a no-hitter, and just an amazing job. And there you see the team slapping hands after the game. And there's the athletic director, Paul Ferris, with Principal Sebastian Bull awarding medals, and head coach Greg Chandler accepting the runner-up pennant and plaque for the Falcons. And again, a great postseason run for them, but just running into outstanding pitcher. You see the final score there. Ashley Herman, no-hitter, 15 strikeouts. Broncos blanked the Falcons. Myra Galzi, meanwhile, also outstanding, only allowing the 1 earned run, throwing a complete game. Foothill would move on to the NorCal Division III playoffs, where they would fall to the eventual champion, the 2nd-seeded Los Plumas Thunderbirds of Oroville. But again, a great season for Foothill.
Yeah, and you look at everybody who graduated last year. 5 players went on to play college. 4 Division I players. Casey Burdick, of course, a former MVP up at Washington. Just an amazing job by them, the way they bounced back. And, only a couple of seniors on this year's team, so they're going to be very, very good next year.
A very good team, and they're going to be better off for this experience, having to make a postseason run like they did. Most of these wins on the road. I mean, running into a buzzsaw against Herman, 15 strikeouts. But that notwithstanding, just to be able to make NorCal and to qualify the last day of the season the way they did.
Right,
Remarkable
so it's
run.
always important to have that playoff experience.
Coming through under pressure.
And that's going to do it for softball. Up next, we'll have NCS Division IV baseball as Livermore squares off against Newark Memorial. Please stay with us. Welcome back to Tri-Valley Sports Final. Looks can be deceiving. Take, for example, the Livermore High School baseball record. The Cowboys finished the regular season with a final mark of 6-18. However, 8 of those losses were by only 1 run. In addition, Livermore plays in one of Northern California's toughest leagues, the EBAL. As a result, the Cowboys qualified for the NCS Division IV playoffs as the 11th seed. There they caught fire, defeating Piedmont, Justin Siena, and Albany all on the road. Those wins advanced Livermore to the championship game, where they squared off against the number 5 Newark Memorial Cougars. We go out to Ohlone College in Fremont, pick it up in the top of the 1st. Livermore threatens right away as Griffin Lee lines a base hit to center. He holds it first. Lee batted .319 this year. Next batter, freshman Lucas Busada bloops a ball to right. This one lands right on the line. Lee moves to second, while Busada holds it first. With Nico Rodriguez at the plate, the pitch sails to the backstop. That allows runners to advance to second and third. Rodriguez then chops to short. The throw to first is not in time. Lee scores as the Cowboys grab a 1-0 lead. Newark responds in the bottom of the 1st as Connor Murphy bloops the ball to center. It drops, and Murphy is aboard. Anthony Medrano then pulls a pitch down the line. It lands fair and rolls into the corner. Murphy rounds third and races to the plate, scoring with the slide. That ties the game at 1. Could have been worse except for some good defense by the Cowboys. Here, A.J. Sahi fields the short hop and throws to first for the out. That ends the inning. Second inning now. Dylan Wary heads to first after being hit by a pitch. A.J. Sahi then also, he walks. That puts runners at first and second. That's followed by a walk to Jack Wilhite. Livermore now with the bases loaded, no one out. Luke Medeiros lines it off the second baseman. Sebastian Jimenez fields and hits the cutoff man. Dylan Wary scores as the Cowboys regain the lead 2-1. Griffin Lee then flies to center field. Rather to left, runners tag up. Sahi takes off from third and scores with the head-first slide as Livermore increases their lead to 3-1. Eric Schock, meanwhile, would be in control on the mound. Here he winds and fires a strikeout. He had 3 Ks in the game. Cougars, though, threaten in the second inning. King Lopez takes a leadoff second. Daniel Guzman at the plate. Pitch goes to the backstop. That allows Lopez to move to third. A walk to Guzman would put runners at first and third, but Schock escapes on this fly ball to center. Jack Wilhite makes the catch to end the inning. Cowboys look to add to their total in the third. UC Santa Barbara commit Brendan Ford walks. He was named first-team All-EBAL. He'd moved to second on a balk. Nico Rodriguez then lines a base hit up the middle. Brian Covarrubias fields, comes up throwing. The play at the plate. Ford is ruled safe. That increases the Cowboys' lead to 4-1. Cougars try to rally in the third as Connor Murphy grounds a base hit up the middle and into center. Anthony Medrano then heads to first after being hit by a pitch. 1 out later, Julian Munoz lines a pitch to center. Wilhite fields, but not before Murphy scores. That cuts the lead to 4-2. But Schock comes back and fires a strikeout to end the threat. We move now to the fourth. Luke Medeiros gets things going for Livermore as he pulls a pitch into the gap. It rolls all the way to the fence. Medeiros rounds second and goes into first with the slide a la Ricky Henderson. He's fired up with the leadoff triple. Moments later, the pitch goes to the screen. Medeiros scores once again. This game would go right down to the wire, but Livermore wins the title 8-7. Nico Rodriguez's 2-run homer is the difference as the Cowboys capture the second NCS baseball championship in school history, the other being in 2016. So quite an effort. This was a back-and-forth game. Newark grabbed the lead in the fourth, setting the stage for Rodriguez's heroics in the seventh. Cowboys won 3 of their 4 NCS games by rallying in the 7th inning. Against Justin Siena, they scored 6 runs in the final 2 innings to win 8-6. So some great clutch hitting that helped lead them to this title.
Yeah, that's beyond clutch hitting. I mean, when you look at that, I mean, to have
game after game to do it,
in every single game, including the NCS finale, and to get the home run that they needed from Rodriguez, and to see Medeiros on the base paths and other guys, just such an outstanding effort by Livermore. And congrats to them winning the title.
Yeah, absolutely. And only second one in school history, but Coach Parati was there for both of them.
Well, that's right. And it's about getting hot at the right time. Mm-hmm. We talked about that with Foothill softball. We talked about that with Livermore baseball. You don't apologize for your record. When you get an invitation to the dance, the playoffs, you make the most of it. And Foothill softball and definitely Livermore baseball did just that.
That'll do it for the NCS championship. Livermore would then advance to the NorCal Division IV final, where they would take on Half Moon Bay. Up next, we'll have highlights from that game. Please stay with us.
And welcome back to Tri-Valley Sports Final. NorCal Division IV Baseball Championship on the line recently as the second-seeded Livermore Cowboys travel to the peninsula to face number 1 Half Moon Bay. Cowboys qualifying for the game by defeating University Prep of Reading and Emmanuel of Reedley. Cougars, meanwhile, got there by beating Sonoma Valley and West Valley of Shasta County. And there we pick up the action. Half Moon Bay High School, bottom of the first inning, and Riley Jackson, the UC Santa Cruz commit, gets things going. Base hit to center. And then next, that'll bring up Ian Earhart, who lays down the bunt. Sacrifice moves Jackson to second as Half Moon Bay looking to manufacture that run. And there we see Paxton Holden, infield single, runners at first and third. But ultimately, that would bring it up to Clark Colucci, who gets the sac fly to center, and that would be the Santa Clara commit, I should say, Riley Jackson. He would end up tagging and scoring. Half Moon Bay on top early, 1-0. Teammates congratulating him, and there you see the Cougar head put on Jackson. But good defense would end the inning as Ajay Sahi Throws it to Dylan Wary, just beating the runner. So only down 1-0 after 1. Bottom of the second inning now, Braden Ford, strikeout, and then another there, throw to first. So we go, and there we'll see again. Nice job there by Ford. Another strikeout, keeping Livermore in it as we go to the bottom of the third inning. Say the top of the third, I should say. Jack Wilhite will lead things off with a walk. But then pitcher Kai Kung of Livermore of Half Moon Bay gets the strikeout there. And then we see Kung again, another strikeout. He would finish with 6 of those in 5 innings of work. Bottom of the third inning. Santa Clara commit, Riley Jackson lining to center. And then the throw to second, not in time, as Jackson slides in with the double to help get the offense going. Then Ian Earhart would walk. And then you guessed it, Paxton Holden gets a single to left. Jackson, though, tries to score. Ultimately gets caught in a rundown. And Cowboys do a good job defensively executing this. And Lucas Bosahada gets the tag out to help end the threat. Top of the fourth, Eric Schock gets the walk. But then right after that, Kai Kun gets the strikeout. And then to stop the threat, here we see Kung inducing the grounder to first base. Tag at first, side is retired. Livermore trying to get it going in the top of the fifth. Nolan Armanino loop single to right. But then Kung working his magic. Here he induces, nice job, 4-6-3 double play. And that would end the Cowboys' chances in the top of the fifth. And then Half Moon Bay, Riley Jackson. I've been saying his name a lot, and he gets a solo home run to right. As he rounds third, heads home, gives Half Moon Bay a 2-0 advantage, and for that, you get a Cougar head. And there's his teammates celebrating with him. Now we go to the top of the sixth, and it would be Paxton Holden in relief, inducing a fly ball to center, and that would be Lane Giannini making a good catch. So bottom of the sixth, Livermore trying to stay in it, and there we see Garrett Lee in the wind making the catch. So we go to the top of the seventh, last chance for Livermore. Eric Schock leading things off with the base hit. But ultimately that would be it, as Paxton Holden gets the strikeout to end the game, and there you see the Cougars celebrating the championship on their home field. Celebrating the victory, I should say, as they come out celebrating. Team shaking hands after. And there you see Parati getting the plaque to his team, the runner-up plaque. Nice job there. And there's Athletic Director James Petersdorf handing out the runner-up medals. Parati talking to his team after. And you see it there. Kai Kung earns the win, pitching 5 scoreless innings, finishes his senior year, final record of 14-1 and a 0.59 ERA. Tough assignment for Livermore in the finals. Riley Jackson, meanwhile, providing the hitting heroics, 3 hits, including the home run double, and 2 runs scored. But despite the loss, a great postseason run for the Cowboys, and afterwards we caught up with head coach Dave Parati, reflecting not only on his team's, but also Livermore High School's remarkable year in athletics.
I told our guys we had a bunch of one-run losses during the year. Just believe in what we do. Our league is tough. They bought in at the end, got hot at the right time, and they went farther than our AD just told us this, farther than any team in any sport has ever gone, and Livermore getting this far in the NorCal Regional Finals. And it was a fun run. It was a really enjoyable, exciting, fun last 3 weeks of the season. It was weird because that one was like crazy fun. I mean, that was the game in that one, the emotion in that one kind of matched this, but our guys in the section, that run we got on is just, to take home a section title, it doesn't happen very often. It's been 10 years since we got one, and I remember when we got our last one, I thought, oh, we're going to be back, and it took 10 years, but these guys did it, and it's not easy to do, and these guys got it done. You talk about what these seniors have done on all the sports, like football, we win league, basketball, they had a big season, they beat De La Salle. This is probably our most successful athletic year in the whole school that I've been there in the 27 years I've been there, and our baseball team just kind of added to that. So it's been a pretty special year for our athletic program in whole.
Great job by Coach Parati summing things up. It really was a great year for Livermore High Athletics.
Yeah, of course, baseball. Other teams that did really well, of course, EBL volleyball won the championship. Cowboys won the EBL volleyball championship. Softball is a perennial power. They won the regular season championship. They're always in the mix. So really a resurgence at Livermore High School and a renaissance of sports there.
No doubt about that. But nobody did it with more theatrics than Livermore baseball at the end.
Yep.
Still, just the fact, the way they won the postseason, all those comebacks. Very exciting to watch.
And a great job by James Petersdorf, the athletic director.
Yeah, he should be
NCS
congratulated.
Athletic Director of the Year.
That's true. It sums it up. It really is a great year for them.
There you go.
And so we'll be back with more, including our Tri-Valley Sports Final Athlete of the Week, right after these messages, so please stay with us.
Welcome back to Tri-Valley Sports Final. Our Tri-Valley Sports Final Athletes of the Week are Foothill girls lacrosse player Haley White and Livermore baseball player Braden Ford. White helped lead the Falcons to the NCS Division II championship as they defeated University of San Francisco in the finals. She led the team with 65 goals and 14 assists. Ford, meanwhile, helped lead the Cowboys to the NCS Division IV title. The UC Santa Barbara commit batted .345 with 6 home runs and 27 RBIs. For their excellence on the diamond, Foothill's Haley White and Livermore's Braden Ford are our Tri-Valley Sports Final Athletes of the Week. Congratulations to them. And our next show, we'll finish up the 25-26 local high school sports year. We'll have track and field action from the NCS Meet of Champions, and our local athletes always do well against the rest of the section there.
No doubt about that. And I think the NCS Meet of Champions is one of the highlights of the Tri-Valley sports year, hosting that each and every year at Dublin High. So great to see such great competition.
And then we'll have swimming from the NCS Championships. Again, our athletes always seem to excel in sections, and then when they move on to state as well, many of them also go on to star in college.
Yeah, and when it comes to swimming in particular, we have some of the best swimmers, not just in the state, but in the entire country, right here in the Tri-Valley.
And that's going to do it for this edition of Tri-Valley Sports Final. For Tim Sabrani, me and Bartholomew, thanks for watching. See you next week.